So we have seen the demonstration of IAM rule, right? The next topic that we are going to discuss about is security policies. So we are having different categories of security policy that we'll be discussing. There are two types of policy that we are going to discuss in depth, that is identity based policy and resource based policy. We'll understand how these are different and how these can be applied, and we would be also understanding that how the policies are being evaluated, because multiple policies can be applied to one particular resource or to one particular user. Then if we are having multiple policy attached, then how those policies will be evaluated. So let's get started with first topic, that is security policy category. So what is policy? That is our first question. So policy is nothing but it is attached to identity, or it can be attached to the resource. What are resources? The services of AWS like S3, it can be DynamoDB, right? It can be SNS, anything can be a resource. To define its permissions, that what kind of permissions or authorizations we want to give. So if I create a user called Roy and if I want to give him the access of EC2 and S3 only, so how this can be given? How this access can be given to Roy? By attaching a policy with Roy. We have already seen this while we were creating the demo user on the demonstration part. So AWS will be evaluating this policy when any principal such as user makes a request. What can be a principal? Any service user, any federated user can be a principal over here. So there are two types of policy which allows us, the first policy allows us to set the maximum permissions, and other type of policy allows us to grant the permissions. So first is identity based policy and second is resource based under granting the permissions. So we'll be discussing about these both in depth, and we are also going to discuss about SCP in our next coming topic.